Welcome, everybody, to Panfish Nation along with Mark. I'm Lyle, and tonight, Mark, we are blessed to have Missy on the show with us.
I,
So,
wait. Before we go any further, I thought Missy was your arch enemy.
I did too, but she's really not. She's a pretty nice
I
gal.
know she's just sweetheart.
Actually, he's my bestie.
Ooh,
Her and I was talking before you come in, Mark, about the latitude and longitude and where we was living at, and she said, "Well, I'm 50 some degrees right now," and I said, "Well, I'm 34, so you must be closer south than I am," because she was out trout fishing today, caught a bunch of fish. So
awesome.
that's awesome.
I was fishing today. I wasn't.
Yeah, I know another guy that was fishing today and didn't catch much, I don't think, but he got cold. His wife was on him. I got pictures of that. Pretty happy to see it. But regardless, what do you say we welcome everybody in the chat tonight, Mark?
Absolutely. I see 922 Crappie Barbecue in the house. There's my sister, Betty Jean from A Couple Crosses Fishing. I see Annette's catfishing in the house. Carmel Muncie's in the house. What's up, Carolina Catfishing? There's D. What's going on, D? Goober Time TV in the house. Double Hook Angling channel member. What's going on, Dave? I see downtown Ernie Brown. El Catfish Grande just came in. There's Michelle from It's All Mine. Channel supporter Joe Buck 66, Lance McCoo guy, LG Bass. How you doing, Tom? I see Melissa in the house. What's up, Melissa? Nubby's catfishing, Pontoon Jody, small water charters, Ray Smith, Steve Ransom. There's Uptown Chrissy Brown. Let's see. I've seen people. Carmel Muncie came in here. Let's see if I missed anybody else.
Ray Smith, glad to see Ray in here.
What's going on, Ray? He just popped up on my radar. Steve Ransom, I think I got you. Those are the ones I see on the list so far.
Ashley Brady.
Hi, Ashley. How you doing, dear?
Did you get Tom from LG Bass?
I did.
I thought you did, but I was just checking.
What about Nubby?
I did get Nubby's catfishing. How you doing, Nubby, again? Uptown Chrissy Brown. How you doing, Chrissy? Hey, I want everybody to know that I went ahead and got that link for Lyle. So if you are on an Apple device, you can go down to the description, click on that link, and you can join the channel as a member. And hello to you, John Boy's Catfishing. What's going on? How you doing?
Yep, he was in early today.
And there's fish in the Mid-South. They keep coming in, Lyle. They're stacking in.
That's what we like.
We love it.
We do love it. It helps us out a great deal. And if you guys like what we're doing, please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you'd like, join the Panfish Nation Club down at the bottom. There is a link to join, like Mark said, and we will be giving away a tumbler the first of the month. So keep that in mind. Now,
there's Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. He just came in. What's up, Freddie?
and somebody else just went by. 205 Wild Action. New one for me. Glad to have you in here. And did you mention Kenneth? I'm sure.
No, I didn't. What's up, Mister Mister Kenneth? How you doing? Takedown catfishing. I didn't see him in there.
All right. So Missy, how long you been tying jigs?
About 3.5 months.
3.5 months. Very good. Very good. I think when I introduced jig tying to James and Chad and Mark, I think we created a wave of going through a bunch of people that sits around and wanted a hobby, and it's a fun hobby. It really is, and you spend a little money on it. But there's a lot of things that you do that you spend a lot more money on, don't get near as much enjoyment out of, in my opinion. My wife thanks y'all. It's fun. Hey Kim, how are you doing, buddy? But it is fun, and there's some people in the tying industry that should be very proud, because I know some of them are selling a lot of stuff right now.
100%. We're making all sorts of money for the supply companies out there, aren't we,
That,
Lyle?
that's exactly right. Glad to do it. I mean, like I say, there's a lot worse things you can do than sit around your house and tie up jigs and flies and stuff. And I find that the flies are a little more intricate for some reason than the jigs. Maybe they're not, but I feel like that they are. Hello, David Smith. Glad to have you in here. But the flies, it just requires a little bit more finesse for me to tie them than it does jigs. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Missy?
Sometimes I would rather work on the flies than I would the jigs because I can play with it more. I can broaden my what I like. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
instead of focusing on just something simple, I can examine it out to where I want. Well, I'll try this. If it don't work, I mean, what am I losing?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And
Uh,
it really calms the nerves, and
it does. You told me something before we went live. Um, that you was fishing today and what you thought was a really really ugly jig caught the majority of your fish and I think a lot of times that's because they look more buggy than the ones that you're trying to make pretty. This is just me from a guy that sells a few jigs. I think that a selling point for people purchasing jigs and flies is the way they look. A lot of times you're attracting the fishermen more than you'll attract the fish. Do you agree with that?
as of today, yes, yeah. I mean, that was my last go-to. I really didn't think it would do anything. I just threw it together and was kind of hoping. And I tried like I don't know, 10 or 15 different jigs, and then I said, well, I'll try this one, and like I said, it done most of my catching. So
I've
Welcome,
I've come
Daryl.
across the same kind of scenarios where I was told to use something by an old timer that I swore wouldn't work, and it was just one of them little plastic wedgies they call them up here. All it is a triangle piece of plastic you put on a hook, and I was slaying them on there. For this day forward, I got a whole collection of them. Same
Yeah.
thing's been going with jigs that I tied. The first one I ever tied that actually caught fish, I thought there ain't no way this is ever going to catch a fish.
Well, that's the same way with fishing rods. I built them for years and years, and if I built them the way I like them, I wouldn't have sold near as many because my what looks pretty to me is pretty basic and common sense stuff, and some people want some really wild looking things. And hey, it's their money, so we're going to do whatever they want. Same way with jigs and flies. Um, whatever it is they want, that's what we're going to do.
right, I mean, to me, it's Lance put in there that it was therapy, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
For um, I can't get out and do anything when it's snowing and when it's negative degrees like it has been in the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
So why not get behind a vise and make some?
Yeah, I agree. Hello, Daryl. How you doing? Fin Seeker TV. I, 61 South. Welcome, buddy.
What's up,
I
Rob?
think it
What's going on, Fish and Freedom? We don't want to miss him. Ashley
is
Brady.
that,
Let's see. Just going through the list here real quick. I think we
but
got them
yeah,
all.
it's very relaxing. And after we moved everything into the studio office in the house from out in the garage, I tied jigs on a TV dinner stand, an oak one that Cindy let me have, and it was kind of congested, but I made it work for a long time. And then when we had our floor done, I had everything taken off of both desks, and when I put it back in, I dedicated one desk now to fly jig time. So that gives me a lot more room, and of course, I got a lot more crap in here. Just what I
It,
really didn't need.
it's funny you mention it, Lyle, because that's what I use for tying jigs right now is one of them hospital carts. You know, the ones that roll under a
Sure,
bed.
Yeah.
My wife picked one up at a garage sale for, I kid you not, $6, and that's pretty much what I'm using at this time.
Wow. But that's bigger than a TV stand that you
But
eat
it's
off of.
skinnier. It's taller but skinnier, maybe. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you get the point.
Yeah. Missy, you look like you're on a table or something.
Mine is just a little small. I think it's maybe 20 inches long, about 14 inches wide.
That's about the size of my TV stand.
Yeah.
It worked really good. I mean, I just couldn't put enough stuff on it because I like to have everything in arm's reach length.
Well, I do too. That's why I have totes.
You keep all your stuff in totes. I got cardboard boxes. Mine's underneath the desk.
That's why I tie 4 or 6 of the same one, so I can grab all the supplies I need for those 4 to 6 jigs and set them right out there, and I'm good to go. Or else I'd be getting up and having to walk across the room to get what I need.
I can have all my stuff sitting on my table that I need to make those 4 or 6 like you're talking about, and I still have to get up and hunt through it.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. Missy, when you tie one, do you tie 1 or 2, or do you make a special number of them in case it's really productive?
Most of the time, I just tie one, and I take a picture of it, and then that way, if I go and I try it, then I know what I've got. When I use it that day, I take a picture of it so I know what I'm using, and if I catch a lot on it, I can say the black one, and then I can go back in my pictures and look and see what materials I need to.
Very good. I have done that and lost that and never did take pictures of them. Well, I did. I usually send them to people so they can see what I'm doing. But I usually tie up anywhere from 6 to 12 of everything I tie, because as soon as a lot of times I'll post a picture and somebody will want how many of them I got or more than that. And if I don't tie extras at that time and put them in a box and I forget about them, and months down the road somebody's asking for it and I can't find a image of what I'm looking for, so I try to keep them in boxes. That way I go back and I'm working on a system now to where I can go in and they'll all be numbered, and somebody can say, well, it's number 945 or whatever the case may be, and I can just pull that up and say, okay, I know which one you're talking about.
You know what would work good for you, Lyle? If we get online and order you 945 boxes, so you can use one
probably
box
got
for
close
each
to
jig.
that many now.
Hey, real quick, Steve Ransom says, we all seen Dustin at Team Snag and Whiskers catch a nice catfish on one of Missy's jigs, I guess is what he's saying. How would someone get those? I didn't know someone caught a catfish on your jigs. Missy, can you tell us about that?
Dustin, we were in Jody's live one night watching them fish, and they were talking. That's when they were having the battles of the river, and he said he would like to be able to put a stinger jig underneath his bait. And I said, well, I'll try it and see what I can come up with. And so I ended up piddling around, and I think it was 13 of them. And I mailed them to him, and he used them. And I think he's caught 2 catfish off of. So
Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
So when he told me, it kind of boosted my self-esteem to keep
Oh, you sure?
going.
Where do you get a decent price, John Boys says?
I don't sell them. I really don't. I'll tell you, I had a guy that called me about 4 days ago, and he said, what would you charge me to make me 12 of this color and 12 of that color? And I said, I don't have a price. I wouldn't even know how to break it down to even make anything off of them, really. And I told him, I said, I'll tell you what. He said, well, how about if I get the stuff, everything that I want, I'll bring it to you, or I'll mail it to you, and you make jigs out of it. You make me the 12 out of this and the 12 out of that, and you can have everything else. I
Wow.
said,
That's a deal.
So, but just contact me. I will do what I can. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, lie yourself. You know, you ain't going to get rich making these.
No, you're
No.
I sell most of mine for around $1.50, and you got to sell a lot of them to make any money at that
Well, I
because
mean,
it's like everything else, food and gas and everything. The price of the components that we buy for this has continually gone up. So
Well, we were talking a little bit before and then backstage as well. John Boy's Catfishing is asking, where do you get decent priced supplies from? I know that you kind of go about this in a grassroots kind of way, don't you, Missy? You want to tell us a little bit about that, your supplies, and how you get all of that stuff together?
well, I mean, like I get a lot of my stuff from Hobby Lobby, and I get some from Royal King. Actually, seen this bottle of stuff right here, that powder paint. Well, it cost me almost $9 just to get this, and then I had to pay shipping and handling. But I got to checking it out, and you can get 16 ounces of it at Harbor Freight, $9.
yeah. Now they only have a couple of colors, right?
Right.
I
Well, I
think they got
mean,
white and black, and I might remember a gray, but don't quote me on that.
I think they had a red too.
They
Okay.
did have a red.
Well,
I
maybe
think so.
maybe they're putting more out. My understanding is it's a little coarser ground than the Protect, but for does the fish know the difference? You know what I mean?
I do
Well,
better on the ones with hammered texture look to them than I do without them, Lyle. That's all that I've noticed. So I would take it.
Yeah.
I took before I got the powder paint, I was painting them with fingernail polish, and
Really?
that seemed to work. Yeah, it
Like
worked
this?
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I went to. I don't know if I have any here on my cart right offhand, but however, um, what's it called? The Dollar Tree. They have little packs, a little thing of glitter has 6 different colors.
Hmm.
So I was painting them with clear coat and then dipping my heads in the glitter, letting it dry. I don't know if you can see that.
Hang on. Let me give you full screen.
Letting it dry.
Hey, those are
So
nice.
Yeah.
then I put another clear coat over top of them, and I mean, I used this one all day. I used one like this, not this one, and I didn't have any issues with it. The glitter stayed on, and so
Most people don't realize that before there was powder paint available to everyone, fingernail polish is the way most people painted their jig heads.
mhm.
And when the Sally Hansen's phenom moved through and everybody found out how hard their clear was, that was a wonderful thing. But let's face it, it's lacquer paint is what it is.
Hmm.
And
You can get this same stuff right here at Cabela's. Just dip your heads in it
yep,
and let it dry, and you're good to go. I mean,
Is
they
that
turn out.
powder or is that liquid?
It's liquid.
It's liquid.
does
Yep.
does it
There's your
leave
one.
a little tip on the bottom of the? No, it don't. That looks good.
So
How hard is it to clean out the eye on those?
I take a little razor blade and I round the eye, and then after I round the eye, I just scrape it off, and then I take this little thing here,
Is that a bodkin?
yeah, and just push it through,
Okay.
and you're good to go.
I have an old whip finish tool that is evidently bent wrong somewhere. It never did work correctly. I mean, I can make it work, but it was
Hmm.
just uncomfortable to use. So I bought another one, and it works perfect. And the old one has a really long end on it with a point.
Okay, this one here, I got this. I got this one at
Yeah, that's an all.
Harbor Freight,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and that
sell whole pick sets at Harbor Freight. I
Yeah,
got a
I
set of
you can
them. I'm always using them.
take them ends and warm them up with a cigarette lighter, and they'll go right through. Even powder paint can't
hmm
take the heat.
yeah.
Dan
I,
River Boys, welcome.
I powder paint and I dip them in this and I fingernail polish them. So
Whatever it takes. Now, do you make your own jig heads?
I have the lead and I have the um, the pot. I'm just waiting on my jig heads to come in or the mold.
The mold?
I'm just waiting on it to come in. I already have my hooks purchased too for
Good
that. So
deal. Eric Pierce, welcome. That's awesome, man. It's refreshing to see you talk about having all that stuff and the excitement that you have for doing these. Like I say, it's a lot of fun. It's a great hobby to have. Anything that people enjoy is going to cost money. I don't care what it is. If you like to do it, it's going to cost you money. And this is one of the things that, even though it costs you money, it's not nearly as bad as a lot of other hobbies.
well, I mean, like this. This is marabou.
Right.
I got all this for $4
At Hobby
Nice.
Lobby.
at Hobby Lobby.
Right. Now,
So
is that natural hair or synthetic?
I think it's the natural. I just actually tore the tag.
It looks like I'm going to Hobby Lobby and Cabela.
It's sanitized natural feathers.
Very good. That's perfect.
Um, and if you look, Mark, when you go, I mean, I know I got Troy in here watching, and I know he runs around in his little moo and stuff. He came in here to give me a hard time, so I had
That's
to
the
get him.
Missy I know.
But Troy, if you would want one of these to go with your moo, these also have glitter. It has uh, I don't can't see it. It's got a
It's got like the flashy boot already in there.
right, and honestly, all you have to do is pull them out real slow, kind of untwist it and pull it out real slow, and you can even use it. So
Make use of everything. Yeah, you know how much marabou costs? $4 won't get you anywhere. It'll get you maybe 4 inches of what you just showed us. To be honest
mhm.
with you, it
yeah,
smells.
yeah. Actually, I just bought some of that. This right here.
And what is that?
This is marabou,
That's a
and
lot smaller amount.
that cost me $6.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I ordered this from Cabela's,
Okay. Okay. That explains it.
and it's sewn together. So, but it's expensive. I mean, and I ordered this from Walmart's. This is uh, goose. Um, Goose marabou, what they called it,
Hmm.
and I got that. I got that for like, I think it was like $4 too. So,
Whole bag of it.
yeah, I like I said, I'm just killing time and trying to make a few jigs that I can fish off of. I'm not trying to become famous with it or anything like that. I just want to have fun, and I just, you know,
Yep. I
I
do know.
get it.
It is fun.
Troy says jig tying's good therapy for people with disabilities, hand disabilities, and hand-eye coordination.
I'm
I
sure that's
imagine he's saying
correct.
it's good for
this
it.
this color, Chrissy, is this the color you wanted for Ernie? Ernie has a moo too now.
He does.
Yes.
Well, I got a message earlier that maybe I should ask you to sing a Loretta Lynn song while you was on here because your number one fan would like to hear it. You surely know who that is.
Well, yeah, I know who it is, but I could do that, but then I'd have to send you a fee of the concert fee, or
Yeah, I
Ernie.
can't handle that.
Uh,
He thought it would be really funny, and I'm not even sure he's in chat tonight, so he may
Oh,
be
yeah,
asleep.
he's in there. He's
Oh,
in there. He's
oh
busting the
okay.
gut.
Uh,
um,
Uh, Ernie,
Chrissy
I'll sing that for you on your live.
there he is. There he
Chrissy Brown says, Missy, you hit big time being on Panfish Nation.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make big time. I'm just,
Well,
I'm
we'll just have a
just.
lot of fun with it. I mean, that's the whole idea about whether you're fishing or tying jigs or whatever it is you're doing. If you're enjoying it and having a good time, the battle's over.
I enjoy it. I love it. It's addictive,
Yeah, it is.
and I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I like my catfishing. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about some catfishing, but I like bait fishing too.
Oh well, you got to have bait to catch catfish.
So I figured if I could do this and make some jigs and some flies that catch a crappie or a bluegill or red eye.
There you go.
You never know where it'll take you, Missy. Trust me, I know that for a fact. Once you get started, you're going to fall down that rabbit hole and you're going to find yourself in a whole nother world that you find enjoyment in. So, I mean,
There you go. That is a fact, and it's just kind of the way it is. But it's a fun hobby, and it doesn't take that much to get involved with it. I know that you have a really nice vise there, and I understand that you got it for a reasonable price, and it looks very very well made. So um, I'm going to guess you could get started for $100 or so into it, and there's not a lot of hobbies that you can enjoy doing that you can get into for $100. Now, once you're in it for a while, you're going to expand and want more and different things, and then you're going to spend more money, just like anything else. But to get started, uh, you can call Steve up at Limits Tackle and get a basic kit and get started for with supplies for I know for $100 or less.
Well, I don't know about supplies, but um, you can get these kits off of Walmart. It's like the other one that I had. You can get it at Walmart for I think it's $29. Just a
Mm-hmm.
standard, simple, and it comes with everything you need,
Right.
other than thread and um, you know. Then you go to Hobby Lobby and spend I don't know maybe $40, $50 and have a vast supply, enough to do you. You know.
Well,
Um,
I need to go to Hobby Lobby because I've never run across the stuff that you're showing me whenever I was in there, and we have two of them in Springfield. So I need to to get down there because um, they got everything. Everything they got a lot of. And some of the supplier houses right now are running really low on stuff. If they got chenille, that'd
Actually,
be awesome.
actually, Mark or Lyle, if you some of the Hobby Lobbies actually have a jig tying department.
really?
Yes,
Wow.
you go in and you tell them that you want them to take you to the jig department, and they'll help you out if they can. And if they don't have it, all you have to do is go to the feather section, and you can get. I mean,
Sounds like a place for me to get a job.
You can be greeter, Lyle.
That's the ultimate job. That's the ultimate job.
Welcome to Jig Supply House. I mean, Hobby Lobby.
like the only thing that I really have a problem getting for me, not for me, is my thread. You know, that's my hardest thing.
Um,
I don't use the standard thread like sewing thread. I just don't do that.
I
Well,
use embroidery thread, and the reason I use it is because I've got hundreds of rolls of it that I use for building fishing rods. That's what I've used for years and years and years. And I just mount up the small spools on my jig tying lathe, and I fill an empty spool up by running it back and forth with embroidery thread, which is extremely strong.
Hmm.
And then I have a spool full of jig tying thread. I don't have to buy specialty thread. It's true, it does not flatten out like the stuff that they sell you for that, but the fish don't know the difference.
Right. Well, I mean, I got, let's see, what was it, like 9 different threads? I got them from Walmart. I was just starting out. I went in on the Walmart online and I got it. And it cost me like, I don't know, maybe $13. And
Yep.
I got like 10 or 11
Mm-hmm.
spools of, yeah, you got to be a little easy on it because it's not as strong.
Yeah.
But after you, with just learning, that's all you need.
Eric
Then
Pierce.
when you
Go ahead.
start getting to where you can tie harder, tie a little faster, whatever,
You'll
then you
learn
want to go to a stronger line.
you'll learn that thread and where your breaking point is on it.
Yeah, I wish I
Springfield
could learn
Material
that.
stores don't have it. He said Eric says he lives about a mile from one at Highway 13 in Kearney. I
They don't
hate to
have,
hear that. They don't have any of that stuff, but they'll have the feathers, I'm sure. Surely.
yeah, you just tell them you want to, well, actually, if you go in and you tell them you're looking for the marabou ski things,
I think he was talking about an actual jig tying
Yeah,
section
I'm
in that
sure he
store.
will.
there is one in, the one in, I think it's the one in Charleston. I know it has them.
Yeah. That'd be
So,
cool if they did. We're you would think though we're Bennett Springs. There's several trout parks around me. You would think they, if any place, would have them because they're big. Yeah, jig department. He said that it would be in a town the size of Springfield, is the third largest city in the state. So, but guess not enough people. They can't get enough people to interested. But if they got the marabou stuff, because I don't have any marabou.
hmm.
Um, I don't have any at all. So I need to pick some of that up, and it's $6 for that big old thing of it. Get two or three of them, I'd be set for a while.
I got some colors in mind that I need to pick up.
I
So
mean, these here do really good.
They
And
look great.
all you have to do,
Let me give you full screen.
they're so easy. All you have to do is pull it back and put what you want on there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
awesome. How long is that piece, Missy?
this is 6 foot, I think.
6 foot. That's a
wow,
lot of jigs.
yeah, it is.
I think it's 6 foot. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's 6 foot.
Wow.
And I have every color that they have: black, white, brown, yellow.
So, and that's how many colors they got?
Well, I
Well,
was going to buy them all out.
Well,
I mean, I got,
look at them colors. They're pretty
Ooh,
vibrant.
they got orange, Lyle. I'm
I like
down.
orange. I like white too, and black.
I bought this one. This one here I got off of Walmart. And that was like $7
I didn't know Walmart offered it
online.
online. Okay.
Well, here's it. Doesn't
But
Walmart deliver to stores for free, so you won't have to pay for shipping?
if you order more than $50, you
Okay,
don't pay shipping anyway.
all
That's
right.
not a problem, Mark.
Oh well, there you
We can
go.
help you with that.
See, I got any color. I'm sorry, guys. I got.
I think Missy needs to help Lyle do some shopping.
Oh man, she got a lot of stuff.
I mean, I got this one that's rainbowed,
I like that. There's a lot of different colors in that.
and you can go on different ends. Like you got all red and yellow right here, and you got pink and blue here, and then you got blue and green there.
And where'd you get that one?
I got that at Hobby Lobby,
At Hobby Lobby. Wow.
and I don't know if you use this, but I got this at.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you see the price,
Wow. But you won't buy it at no supply house for that price.
so I mean, anybody that's just starting out, that's the ideal thing.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's an ideal thing for some of us that's been around a while.
Yeah, I was going to say for anybody.
I mean,
I'm not sure that starting out has anything to do with it. If you can save a buck, you're saving a buck, and I would bet
just
the majority of it's the same.
like me and you were talking, that's $1.99. Where are you going to get that many for $1.99?
Nowhere I know of.
And now my hackle feathers and stuff like that, I do buy them through Cabela's. But I do buy the peacock from Hobby Lobby.
Do you use a lot of the hurls off of peacock?
I do. I've just started using these on the necks. I love this better, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't know if you can see it from there, but on one side of it, if you turn it one way, you have a green tint.
Mm-hmm.
If you flip it over, see this one's green.
Mm-hmm.
Now if you flip it over this way, it's brown.
Right.
So you can pick your color.
Yeah, I've used it before, but I got out of using it. And I think the reason that I got out of using it because nobody handled it. You just couldn't buy it anymore. But if they got it at Hobby Lobby, that's the place I need to be.
Let's see, I got two of these. I think two of these or three in a pack. This one here come from Hobby Lobby. You see how much smaller it is, though, right?
Right.
I think I got two in a pack, and I think it was like maybe $4. But I got on the Walmart online, and I found a whole pack, a whole thing, and it's like 10 or 15 of them, this big, for $8. So
where do you find that stuff on Walmart.com
I go in, and I type in what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like marabou, I look up marabou and jig heads.
Well, they do have a lot of jig heads, and a lot of brand name stuff. I mean, they got,
And then who was it? Royal King. They had their jig supplies and stuff like it, jig heads on sale. And I bought the sausage head ones. It was something different, but I liked it. So
yeah, there you go.
And actually, Tanya and Dominique,
David,
I saw that.
If the peacocks don't stay off my truck, I will save you some of those.
That'll work.
Some of the animals I have around my house.
I mean, these, I got a 6-pack of these for like $1.89.
Those sausage head ones.
$1.89 for 6 of them. That wasn't bad.
And what weight is that?
This is 1/8.
1/8. Do they make them smaller than that?
Yes, okay. They do. I have them in 1/16 and I have them in 1/32.
Perfect.
I actually have some of those too, I think.
Missy, Fishing Fever was wondering if you had any examples of the jigs you tie with the peacock feathers.
Well, it's funny he should ask.
Troy, my days of hopping over fences are over.
That's why they make gates, Troy.
That's right.
This one, the one I showed you back in the back,
there you go.
So
very nice.
I wanted to use it, but I wouldn't. So
it's a very buggy look to it.
It does. What's the body made out of?
The body, that's the peacock.
That's the peacock. Okay, and the feathers was
peacock. Peacock, you said.
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful.
And then I just took some marabou, brown marabou, and put it on the top of it to make it look like it had. I don't know if you can see. I'll turn it a certain way. Can you see the?
Uh-huh.
Makes it look like it's got legs.
I like that. That's not very nicely done.
Thank you.
Very nicely done.
I put a. I'm all the time piddling, just trying to figure out stuff. You
Eric, I
know.
did not know that. I know that Amazon sells a lot of stuff from different companies, but I did not know that Walmart did.
Yeah, Walmart does the same exact thing. So if you're actually an online retailer and you want to get in through Walmart, you can sell through their online store rather than inside their store. So
That's a great idea if you want to do that.
Fish and Fever says that is awesome, and he says thank you, Missy.
You're welcome. I'll help anybody out that's trying that wants to do these, get
Yeah.
involved in it. I'm all about. I just
I told you guys before the show started tonight that there is a company called J Stockard Fly Fishing. They send me stuff weekly on things that are
give me just a
reasonable.
ticket.
And right now they have a 15% off of economy vices. And what that means is they have a bunch of vices for sale, and those vices look like um, production model vices sold by for a lot more money from major brand companies. But these may be knockoffs. I don't know. But if you're looking for a vice, 15% off, and they have a wide selection, and they're very reasonable. So take a look. Jay Stockard Fly Fishing. A lot of good stuff, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the prices they have on some really quality looking uh, tying vices.
You know
Not
this
the one I'm looking for, but ones that a lot of other people will like.
this part of the hobby too is finding the deals, finding what you need.
Yep. You know what
That's
I say
part of
about deals, Mark? It's only a deal if it's a deal. People say, "Oh man, that's a deal." No, it's not. You could buy it at the store for that. If it's a deal, it's a deal. If it's not,
It's not. I'm walking away.
Newbie says
That's
Amazon has 50 pack of peacock feathers for $18.99.
There you go. See, I don't do Amazon, but I do the Walmart thing. So
I do both. Oh well, you have really enlightened a lot of people up on supplies tonight, Missy. I want to thank you for that because um, I learned some things because I did not know that Walmart had that kind of stuff, and like I say, I go into Hobby Lobby or maybe Joann's Fabric or whatever it is. I'm usually looking for something specific, like a embroidery thread of one certain color. I run out of black here a while back, and the people that I get my thread from, I didn't want to order a whole bunch of stuff I didn't need just to get some black thread. So we go to Joann's Fabric and we go down there and I buy embroidery thread and I can buy as much black as I want. They got it. When everybody else says, "Oh, we're out of stuff," Joann's has got it. You can depend on it. And they usually have a discount code. You can take Cindy sends me a deal where they have so much off of a thing. Well, I get down there and they had, instead of using the code she sent me, they had if you buy three, you get two free. Well, I got
hmm
5 spools of black, and 1,300 yards in each spool, so that's going to last me a little while, and it's color fast. I mean, embroidery thread has to be color fast. And one of the problems that I run into with thread, not to get off of the jig tying subject, but one of the problems I run into, a lot of the thread has a silicone coating on it.
hmm
My finish won't stick to that. It'll just kind of slide off and it'll be splotchy. So I have to get the kind that does not have silicone on it, and then I put thread preserver on top of it, but it's already color fast thread, so the color will last a lot longer with that than a lot of other threads I use when people don't take their stuff in out of the boat and they haul it in. Eventually, the sun will bleach everything, but it lasts a lot longer than a lot of the production stuff that people use. So I'm very happy about that. Welcome, Tim Molina.
you know, Law, you were talking about that thread having that silicone.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually it's almost like the coating that's on braided line.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know it or not, but if you boil your hot, boil a, boil you a pot of hot water and put that, and as soon as it comes to a boil, turn it off, put that thread in it or your braided line as far as that goes, and let it sit overnight. The next day when you get up, it's all the stuff that was on it is floated to the top.
Really?
So you just like I don't know if you use braid and it floats on top of the water, most of it does.
Yeah.
But if you take that braid and you boil it in the thing overnight, and then the next morning you get out, you put it on your line, on your reel, cast out there a couple casts, and it's sinks. So
Wow. I did not know that. But the last spool I braided that I bought was 80 pound. It was 3,500 yards. I'm not going to be boiling that at the price that I paid for that.
right. Well,
Yeah,
And I like
I
the
believe they
coating
put
that's on that
they
suffix. I
put
really
like
do.
it seems like it might even be a paraffin on a lot of the braids that I use. And that'll save your eyes. So you might want to second guess boiling
I,
it.
I
I,
don't I don't use braid.
Okay.
I'm strictly mono. I just
have
don't
you
have
been talking to Doc Lang?
no.
Well, I can't get him on. He's a mono guy. Him and I used to feud about that.
I tried the braid and like for one season, and before they come out with the stainless steel eyes, and they had those inserts in them.
Yeah.
Every time I would use it, I was running a pole because of it cutting into my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm done.
Fishing by faith. Thank you. Um, I started using once I started using braid back when Power Pro was the only thing that I knew about. I was sold. I see no reason for fishing line to stretch. That's what the drag on your reel is for and the action of your rod. If those two things work correctly and are set correctly, there's no need for the line to stretch.
Well, I was using the Whisker Seeker line. It stretches, and
Mono, yeah.
I was using the Sufix. It stretches.
The which suffix?
The mono,
Um, the titanium, is that what it's called?
They were trying
oh,
to, but it's
don't know
mono,
about
right?
that.
It wasn't the
Right.
braid.
It's not
Yeah.
the braid.
Right.
But I have, in the last 2 years, I had switched to Yozura. And I find that I can take a 30-pound test of the Whisker Seeker and a 30-pound test of the Yozura and put the same amount of pressure on them, and the Whisker Sinker will snap just like that before, and you can keep going and going and going. I mean, you really have to put some force behind it to get it to
I hear
snap.
good things about that. I've not. That's
I
one of
have
the
to.
few braids that I haven't, or few lines that I have not tried. But I hear really good things about
I,
it.
I would have to check the diameter of that stuff before compared to whatever to the
Mm-hmm.
whisker
But
seeker ones are, because a lot of times you got marketing departments that way over
mm-hmm.
understate the pound rating on their line just to get a good wrap. So
Right.
That's true.
Well, I've done the same thing with the Sufix. I bought a 1 pound spool,
hmm
and then I bought the Yozura in the little small ones, and I tied them both off, tied them together, and pulled them at the same time. And even the Sufix popped before the Yozura did.
That's pretty
I
good.
I mean, I like it.
hey,
When I
that's what matters. Whatever works best for you.
I
if
have more confidence in it than I would any.
Yeah,
confidence will catch you fish.
exactly. A lot of the local guys here, there's a place called Anglers International, and they sell a lot of like the Yozura type, a lot of the import tackles and stuff. And yeah, Yozura, they sell a lot of that stuff there for the guys who are using swim baits and stuff because they love that stuff.
Mark and Lyle, will you have Missy on again sometime? She has been a great guest. Yes, we would love to if she'll
Thank
come
you.
back on.
If she'll
And she
honor it.
might not want to put up with us again.
Yeah, no. Might not want to do this again.
I don't care to come back up. I'll be honored.
We'd love to have
But
you back.
but
The money savings that you have bestowed on us, not including the other stuff we talked about,
I
was
mean,
was fabulous. I learned a lot, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. And it's great to find these things out. I did want to ask you though, where do you buy the majority of your jig heads right now that you're not making them?
right now the majority. When I first got into it, I'd done most of my buying them at Walmart's,
Uh-huh.
and they came with sleeves on them. I don't
Yeah,
like I don't
I
like the
don't like that
sleeves,
either. I don't either.
Yeah,
so I got a pair of cutters and I cut it off. So,
Those those sleeves I think are great for guys that are using those jig heads for plastics.
hmm
But I understand that I'm not a big plastic advocate. I've used them and I've got a ton of them. But I don't catch as many fish on plastics as I do hand ties. Now, maybe it's me, maybe it's the fish I fish for. But the ones that I fish for, they seem to like the hand ties better. Now, I know other guys that's not the case with them, and that's fine. But my way of keeping plastics on, super glue.
that works.
You put that on that hook, slide that baby up on there, and they stay until the little bluegill just tear them up. You need to
Yeah,
take them
I
off,
cut I
change them
cut
out.
those little keepers. If it's not a wire keeper, I'll usually cut them off, and I'll just wrap a little mono around that top of it, kind of make like a ridge, almost like a rough area at the top of the hook. Put a drop of super glue on that, and that usually helps.
Now, I haven't tried the metal hooks on there on the ends of them.
Those don't
Just
work too bad. They'll you got to put your plastics on there sideways and then turn them once you got it over that, and that'll lock it in place. That'll be
okay.
the best way to do it.
are you
But other
talking
than
about these? Is this the kind you're talking about?
with the wire keepers, uh, uh, no, yeah, those Missy, I
So
believe.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what I do with these? I take that and I bend it out and I clip that hook off. And then when I start my thread, I put it in between the gap and I
there you go.
cinch it in between it and I tighten it up so I don't
It's not
have.
going anywhere. That makes sense.
Yeah, the ones with the lead keepers on them, I don't like them. They put a bulge in the plastic that kind of bothers me when I'm retrieving. I think it definitely has an effect on the way the bait swims. So
I think so
especially
too.
especially when it comes in. If you notice and you put those plastics on them, like the what do they call the little bitty ones that's got the fringes on them.
they look like the grubs, whatever they're called. Yeah, the little
Yeah,
octopus looking things. Yeah.
yeah. When you put those on and they got that collar on them, when they come in, when you throw it out there, you don't see it. But when it gets really close, if you pay attention, you'll see it, and it's all because of that stupid
Yep.
thing right there.
Chrissy says next time we talk about Bologna.
Oh my God.
I don't know anything about that, but I thought maybe you might.
It's not very often that I'm kind
I
of
have to let you
speechless.
know that I've known Chrissy and Ernie for a while.
hmm
They're outstanding people, love them to death, but they will ride you every chance that they get just to see you smile.
Great people.
I'll tell you how that comes about. This is why Ernie asked me to do that little Ritalin thing. Chrissy had a live one night or one day, and we were in there just chilling and really just shooting the bull. I mean, no certain topic. And some guy comes on there, and I don't even remember who it is, and he goes, are you Kinder Loretta Lynn? And I was like, no, I'm not. Are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm pretty positive. He said, you sound just like her. And I said, and then and that same day, I started doing that where she was talking to Doolittle about him sounding like an old grizzly bear.
Mm-hmm.
I done the imitation of that, and they just busted from there, and that's where it comes in. So
I wish I would see that.
This was on Chrissy and Ernie's live.
it's on Chrissy and Ernie's live. Yeah,
Chrissy and Ernie, if you got a link to that, why don't you send it to me and Lyle? We'll check
Yeah,
it out.
we'd like to watch it for sure. That sounds very interesting.
I mean, I was on the phone with Chrissy, and her son was there at her house, and I was just cutting up, carrying on with her and Ernie. And Chrissy says he don't laugh a whole lot of people or whatever. And even he busted out, and I thought, well, that makes for good company right there.
Heck yeah, it for sure does. It for sure does. Well, anybody have any questions for Chrissy while we have her on here? If you do, now would be a great time to put them up there. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider that. That's how come we can keep having these great guests on. And if you're inclined to join the join button down there, and we put a link to it. So if you want to join the group, you're welcome to.
If you're on an Apple device, you can get to that link just like Dane Thompson did it in the description. I'll take you direct to the sign up page.
Um, and I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. I think I only have like the last I looked, I think was 35 or 36. I don't have no content, but I'm going to try. As you know, just like tonight, we were talking about in the backstage, we were talking about doing videos and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try see what I can put on there.
That'd be
But
really good.
but before we go, let me share something. I did it earlier on Chrissy's live. I was fishing today, and I seen this big bald eagle. He came flying over top, and he wasn't probably 15 foot in front of me, but he was way up high. And I seen him, flying. And in midair, while I was fishing, he turned. He just made a sudden turn, came back around, and went out about 30 foot further than what he was. Swooped down, swooped him up a trout, and took off.
Wow.
That made my day.
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah,
if I never caught another fish the rest of the evening after I seen that, that just even on the way home, that's all I could talk about. Just
that would be amazing. I'd love to see that. The other thing that I would like to see sometime, and I probably will never get to, is a bear catching a trout going upstream.
Chrissy, I'm gonna kill you.
Wow, we can book you a trip to Alaska.
No,
You could be there by next week.
A buddy that lives up there, and I got a free place to stay and everything if I go.
Well, you better get on the phone.
I want to drive. I don't want to fly up there. I want to be able to say I seen this and this on our trip up there and back. And it's you're looking at probably 4 to 6 weeks.
That'd be nice.
She'll handle Catfish Weekly. I'll handle Panfish Nation. You should go.
I should. We'll see how it warms up a little bit. Troy says if Missy needs help with the video editing, I will help her. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Troy.
It's awesome.
There's always people out there willing to help. If you ever need anything from us, we'll be willing.
We are always here, and you get your content up. Feel free to post it on Panfish Nation, and the people can see it that way. And maybe you can get a couple extra links. And anybody that has a mind to, although she has no content yet, she had planned on putting it up. You can go over to Missy's YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe. That way, when she does, if you click the bell, you'll get notified. You get to watch it. So, what's your channel?
I just go under Missy. That's all I'm under.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for it, Missy, while you and Lyle were talking. I was having a hard time finding it unless Chrissy has it. She's a mod. She can post the link in chat.
I think I know the numbers is 3025. I do know that.
Okay.
And is it Missy Kennedy 3025?
I know that's the link number. I don't know. I think.
Thank you, David. Fishing by Faith Outdoors already subscribed.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I found you. Do you have a picture of a catfish on like parchment paper as your icon?
Yes, that's the one I drew.
Bingo.
Me,
Here we go.
me and my cousin.
Sweet.
There's the link. Everybody go out there and give her some subs. You're at 37 right now. Let's see if these people come through for you.
I appreciate it, guys, and I appreciate you having me up here. And Law,
Oh,
just so you know, probably about 2 years ago, I think it was you and Dockery, and I think Mark was up there. You picked one knot to make jigs. It's about 2 years ago, and I watched you do it. And then when I started coming in the chat, I was like, "No jig time, no jig time." And the reason being is, and I guess that's kind of what led me to. I was like, "Well, I want to try that. I know if they can do it, I can."
yeah.
And I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody subbing to me. And just so y'all know, one night, me and Chad Fields have a call out on the jig time on Dockery's on the Dockery's channel. So yeah,
That'll be fun.
Not going to miss that one.
No, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to watch. I can't wait to see that. And for those that was counting on watching James last night, I wasn't feeling very good, and he wasn't either. So that's the reason that we didn't do that last night. We could have done it, but if you don't feel up to it, sometimes you're better off just not to. So that's what happened last night. So
and come spring, me and some other ladies have call out. Mark, I'm sure you know about it. Some of the ladies have called out some men to fish against.
oh,
Come springtime, and we're gonna. I've called out Brian B.
that should be
Tanya,
an easy mark for you.
well, I mean, if as long as I don't do dinks to let them count, should be an easy win.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Got to have a strategy, right, Missy?
Right. So if I go with weight, I figure I can hold my own.
yeah.
So, but it should be interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people think that it's not going to happen, but I'm here to tell you, it's going to happen. And I'll tell you what. If the women thing if something would have come up to where it's been postponed or whatever, I'm still calling Brian B out. It's on. Me and Brian B go way back 2 years ago. Me and Brian B are like this. We're close. And it's coming.
Gonna happen.
Whether it's tournament or whether it ain't. He might as well get ready for his little butt whooping because it's coming.
I love it.
You get him, Missy.
I love it. Yep. He's a lot of fun. He's a fair guy to be in competition with, and he loves to do it. So you're
Well, I pretty well hold my own with smack talk, and Brian B can too.
yeah.
If nothing more happens, then we don't catch a lot of fish or whatever. At least you can come in and sit down at the table and watch us smack talk one another.
That'd be fun too.
I mean, I don't let up on Law, and I don't. Even though I've been on his show, I don't plan on doing it.
I wouldn't expect anything.
I look forward to it. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely. That's why we do all the stuff that we do, is because it's entertainment and it's fun for us. If it's not fun, we won't do it. It's just the way it is. Double hook angling tomorrow morning at 9:05. Don't forget. Call her PP because she's all urine. Okay. I should have read that through before I
Yeah.
before I read it out loud. Anything else anybody can think of? Mark, you got any comments
No,
for?
I'm good. She's giving me another shopping list that I need to write down after the
Oh yeah,
show.
absolutely. I
So,
would I would like,
Lyle,
sir, ma'am.
that means that you're slacking on helping Mark spend his money. Mark, I would be honored to help you.
I just restocked on jig heads. This thing's full. I've met my budget. Back off, sister.
Okay. But I would like to make one more thing before I go.
Absolutely.
Any ladies that's out there in the catfish community, whether you have a channel or whether you don't, if you would like to come up and be a part of the ladies tournament, I'm personally, me, speaking from my heart, I would love to have you on our team. And I'm sure that these other ladies that are in here too would. You got Amy Payne, great woman. Tanya Hollis, great woman. Chrissy Brown, great woman. Tammy, Paula Smith. I mean, I want all the women to feel like.
Whoops.
Yep.
You're back.
I hope all the women would join us, whether if it's to cheer us on or to be a part.
Well, that sounds like a great thing. You can, if you got a link to that, post it on the pages that we have, and maybe some of these people jump in there and help you guys out.
Absolutely.
Right.
Sounds like a fun event, don't you
It
think?
does.
Lyle?
I can't wait to watch it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Who has a wheel? Mark, you have a wheel that you can do? You do?
A wheel? We all got. You mean for the
He has them
giveaway?
online. I actually have one.
Can you? If I'll tell you what we'll do. If you spin it, put whoever's in chat. I'll send
I
them.
don't have
I'll
one
send them.
here right with he'll have to do that. Mine's
Hold on a second.
another room.
We can use the giveaway tool.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll for sure work.
The wheel takes a little doing.
However you want to do it. The giveaway tool will be fine.
Right.
I'll make up 6 jigs, and they can hit me up on Facebook.
There we go. Missy. Hashtag Missy jigs to get in on a drawing to win 6 of Missy Kennedy's handmade jigs, which are awesome.
They look great.
And I will get them out to them. You have to let me know, like when whoever wins it, just let me know if you want 30 seconds or 16ths or whatever, and I'll send 6 of them out.
Dominic Hollis.
That's my bestie.
That's what he says. Well, we appreciate you giving these jigs away tonight, Missy. That's very nice of you. Don't forget, Monday night, we will have Catfish Weekly with Chad and Josh and myself, followed by Mark with the Catfish and Crappie podcast. And we'll be right back here after the bait shop next Thursday night. And there's somebody to watch every night of the week. I can't remember them all and what nights they're on, but they usually start in around 6 Central Time and go till they're over. So you can watch all kinds of fishing stuff throughout the week.
Got a lot of people getting entered in there. Hey, there's John Parker. What's going on, John? How you doing, bud?
Kelly
Carol.
Bullock, I owe you a set of jigs, buddy. Send me you Facebook me your address. you were nice enough to give me some rod holders that you had won. I'll send you some jigs.
There you go.
Oh, so you want me on? Oh, Kelly Bullock. It's on Tuesdays.
Before Roger, and then Roger's on after that. Then on Wednesdays we have James tying jigs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On Wednesdays.
Thursdays is the bait shop, Panfish Nation. Fridays is Two Stands Fishing.
Yep. Stands on Friday. And this weekend, if I remember correctly, is the second day of Chad Field's tournament. I don't remember the name of it, but it'll come on at 7 o'clock Central Time Saturday morning. Chad, what's the name of your tournament? I see you're still in here.
Winter Blues.
Winter Blues. You would think I could remember that.
Yeah, kind of get the space out of the Missy and jigs, and you'll be good to go.
Ernie, I'm gonna choke you when this is over.
Ernie, yours is the same way. You have a space between Missy and Jig, or the Y and the J. Need to get
That's because he was eating that bologna sandwich.
that. That could very well be. Who is Chin?
Who's Chad?
I mean, Chad. Confused me, Dominic. You confused me. Don't do that this late in the evening. I'll be messed up all night.
You got another space after the pound sign there.
Yeah.
Chrissy, can you help him, please?
He got it that time. He must have done it for him.
No, he didn't. There's not too many S's in there. We're having some typing problems tonight.
I think instead of putting that bologna in his mouth, I think he's put it over his eyes.
I'm wondering if he haven't got a jar of some real clear stuff sitting around close by. I know I have a jar of it.
I don't have any of that. I mean, I got some clear stuff, but it ain't that. It's
Good question, Tim. All right, let's.
I would think they would. There you go, Ernie. There you go. Chrissy says he got it. I think she's sitting there going, finally, finally.
Wait, did Takedown get it?
Pardon me?
Did Takedown get it? Did Kenneth get it?
I don't know. I hope so.
yeah, me too. Let's spin this baby because I'm down to 1%.
All right, here we go. We're spinning her. We're letting her rip.
1%. You ain't got much.
Oh, Kelly.
Kelly, that's a double dip.
All right, buddy.
Now you can send both jigs to him and save yourself some shipping on that.
Absolutely. And shipping has got high. Missy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I've had a blast. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as Mark and I have. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm guessing Mark has as much fun as I do.
I had a blast. I really like Missy. I like talking to her. I like when she sends me pictures of her jigs and stuff. It really makes me happy that she finds as much joy doing this stuff as we do.
Yeah, for all the information that you shared with not only us but all the viewers. And I know that the Hobby Lobby stock will probably go up in the morning, I'm guessing. But thanks for being on the show with us tonight. I want to thank everybody for watching. We're going to cut her off here before Missy runs out of power, and we'll see you next Thursday night on Panfish Nation.
Thank you, guys.